英文歌曲似乎是张杰的强项，比起上次在成都赛区，他这次演绎起来更加得心应手。如此收放自如的演唱，相信他也在心中默默为自己加分呢。
I'll be your strength, I'll give you hope, keeping your face when it's gone. The one you should call, standing here alone. And I will take you in my arms and hold you right with you belong. Till the day my life is through, this I promise you.
So this singer is talented. Really great agility. Very great ability to move from one note to the next quite quickly. Riffs and runs seem very intact, very in tune. I'm just trying to decide if I hear any sort of maskiness or nasality. And whenever I point that out, I always want to say that it's not against the law to use a little bit of mask in your singing. The way maskiness or nasality happens is how high up the mid or back of a singer's tongue is, and sometimes also if their soft palate is lifting enough. So if you poke the roof of your mouth, you know it's hard. And if you keep going back till you kind of gag and there's that little soft place, we call that the soft palate. When we yell, try this at home, say, hey, hey, you'll find, hey, that you'll either feel it lifting or you'll feel kind of a pressure pressing upwards on that area. That's called the soft palate. So if that area is kind of lazy and not lifting, and if the tongue is too high and not relaxing down, we start to hear sound and air and everything traveling out the nose instead of out the mouth. Most often, and especially in a case like this great singer, we hear sound coming out of both places. Mostly the mouth, of course, still. But the more the sound travels up here, the more we hear the face, right? We hear the tissue, we hear the blood, we hear everything. We hear the sound traveling through the face. It's very subtle. This is actually kind of a strange singer for me to choose to talk about that because he's a good singer. He's a great singer, actually. He's a great singer. I look forward to hearing more.
This I promise you.
It's live. This is live. This is live, and I applaud this live performance because that is real human singing. There is no editing on that. Those things happen. So yay for real.
I've loved you forever and lifetimes before.
Fa. It's not that masky, but listen to the difference. Fa, 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 fa. Do you hear when my tongue is too high and it comes out here a little bit? But great singer. I can't say enough. Really great singer.
And promise you never.
Great agility. Never, I think is what he was about to do. And he looks really young here. So, and this video looks kind of old, so I have a feeling he probably grows into himself even more.
Would you hurt anymore? I give you my world. I give you my heart. This is a battle we won. And it's without forever has now begun. Whoa.
This singer is pulling out every trick in the bag, which, you know, this is an audition, it looks like. So it makes sense to juggle and hula hoop and do everything you can possibly do to show off because you're trying to literally sell yourself to win a position. So, but he is doing a lot, but I do know this song and the song is pretty busy in my memory. So,
oh, yeah.
It's a lot, but it's good.
唱得很有气很好，连续性也很好，表演也很。
All alone in this is always special friend of mine. I'm leaving my life in your hands. People say I'm crazy and I am blind, risking it on in a glance. And how you got me blind instead of mystery.
I like him. He's drawn to very agile songs that have a lot of riffs, a lot of extra notes and busyness. But he's doing it. He's pulling it off.
I can't get you out of my head.
That's so funny. Head would be a simple way to do that, but he said head. I've caught myself doing that sometimes. Some of us singers who like showing off, who like doing a little bit of extra, a little bit of jazz hands, sometimes we take it a little far and we get used to adding everything that we have space to add. But it's not always necessary. Sometimes it takes up space that a little stretch would maybe feel better in, or a little bit of a simpler riff. But he's very good, right? He's technically doing a lot of things. It's just a matter of, do we like what he's doing? Is it necessary to do what he's doing? But he's good.
Don't care what is sweet and in new history. As long as you're here with me, I don't care who you are, where you're from, what you did. As long as you love me, who you are.
Oh, interesting. Who you are. That's a great example to hear how sometimes he's a little bit in his mask. Who you are. He's interesting. Often with singers who have mask or nasal issues, it tends to be throughout. He just has some vowels or some little phrases or things that seem to trigger that higher tongue position for him.
Don't care what you did, as long as you love me. I've tried it higher so that no one knows, but that gets the choice. When you look into my eye, what you did it, where you coming from, I don't care. As long as
I like his vibrato. I really like his vibrato. Again, I feel like I'm ragging on him when really he's one of the better singers really that I've seen. Like he's good.
you love me, baby.
Baby. He could have done that, but baby, he did instead. I hear you, man. I hear you. I like doing extra too. Good though.
大家好，我是张杰，我来自四川成都。这次来参加快乐男声，希望自己能够唱更多的歌给大家。对我来讲，唱歌真的很重要，所以我希望
Looks a little older.
把我每一首的歌让大家听到，去感受我自己的故事，做到最好。
It's not that I can live without you. It's just that I don't even want to try.
Ooh, this is getting cleaner. This is getting a little bit more thoughtful and stable and maybe less in the mask, but let's see.
Every night I dream about you. Ever since the day we say goodbye. If I wasn't such a fool.
Yeah, this is getting out of his mask. He is relaxing his jaw and tongue. This is closer probably to how he speaks. I'm gonna guess he has no nasality or maskiness in his speech, and that was something we were seeing because he was just trying so hard, and sometimes it happens when we are younger or less experienced, but he seems to be really coming into himself. I'm assuming this is a progression. He seems older here.
Right now I'd be holding you. There's nothing that I won't do. Baby, if I only knew the words much to say. The world.
张杰，我觉得你展现了很良好的音乐素养，但是我还是想听到你漂亮的高音。
好。
我要飞得更高。
Yeah, he's a really good singer. He's a really good singer. That is some clean, mixy, belty, thicky sound. He's good.
飞得更高，翅膀卷起风暴。
Little overdrive. So we've now heard the agility, the riffs and the runs and the accuracy. And now we're hearing the bigger, thicker, sounds more like powerful yelling, but very much in tune and very much controlled. I've even heard some grit in there, some overdrive. I think he is one of the better technical singers.
心声呼啸，飞得更高。
Just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should do it. This is a great lesson in music and sometimes life too. Personally, I learned this when I was on a TV show called Canadian Idol. The first time I met with the voice coach, she said to me, "Let me hear the song you plan on singing." And I did this. I see trees of green, red roses too. She waited for me to finish and she said, "You know, you're a great singer, but honey, just because you can do something doesn't always mean you should." It's taken me years to process it, but I now share this lesson with my students all the time. It doesn't matter what crazy abilities you may have. They don't belong everywhere.
All along, this has always been a friend of mine. I'm leaving my life in your head. People say I'm crazy and they I am blind. Risking